Over 5.5 years. 5.5 years, Oda! It's about damn time. Hey everybody, it's Axel Blaze here with my first weekly Shonen Jump quick review. In this video, we'll be going over my thoughts on the latest chapters of the series in Jump, specifically the May 27th, 2019 issue. Before we begin, two things of note. First, the opinions I'll be sharing are exactly that. My opinions. If you agree with what I have to say, that's great. If you don't agree, that's also great. I'd like to hear your opinions in the comment section down below so that we can start a discussion. Second, I will be covering a lot of series in this video, but there are a few I won't be talking about, whether that's because I'm not reading the series and or I'm watching the anime for the series. With that in mind, I won't be talking about Kimetsu no Yaiba, I won't be talking about We Never Learn, Black Clover, and The Promised Neverland, because I'm currently watching the anime for those specific series. I'm also not currently reading Act Age, Yuna of the Haunted Hot Springs, Yui Kamio Let's Loose, and The Last Sayuki, but I could be persuaded to do so for any of those four. Everything else in this issue is fair game and is getting covered in some capacity. If there's a particular chapter you want to hear about and or a chapter you want to skip, there will be time codes down in the comment section for each series. With that out of the way, let's begin this week's weekly Shonen Jump quick review. We're running down this issue in magazine order, so let's begin with the first chapter of the third new series in Jump, Beast Children. It's Rugby Haikyuu. Well, yes and no. The main two characters are definitely Hinata and Kageyama in spirit and stature. That being said, the school they go to, compared to Karasuno with its established volleyball club, doesn't have a legitimate rugby team yet, so I'm interested to see if their school will ever have one, or if we'll get a time skip in the near future. Other notable things in this chapter include rugby being a huge worldwide sport and gaining a lot of traction in Asia, and the main character's hero/master is the other main character's dad. Well, his deceased father, that is. That's not going to come up in a future chapter. All in all, the art looks nice and it's got its funny moments, like Haikyuu. So I could foresee issues with reader votes in the future, because this new series is being too similar. Moving on to One Piece, back from break after that heartbreaking chapter 2 weeks ago, we learn a little bit more about the history of Smile, and how the faulty fruits were actually used by Orochi to make people literally smile 24/7. The gut punch moment of the chapter is when Otoko is trying to heal her now dead dad with Usopp's miracle toad oil to no avail. Before Otoko can be killed by Orochi, Zoro and Sanji jump into the fight, and this is significant for one big reason. These two haven't been in a chapter together for over 221 chapters. In terms of actual real-life time, we haven't seen them together in nearly 5 years and 8 months. Damn, Oda, you crazy. After One Piece is the third chapter of Samurai 8, which in my opinion has been really cool so far, even if a lot of technical mumbo-jumbo has been thrown our way. We see Hachimaru's new nameless friend getting depressed as other people flock around the new samurai, when all of a sudden the pig-masked guys from the last chapters show up in their tank. Hachimaru finds out he's holding Nanashi's sword, Nanashi's hands tell them to help save their new friend, and together the two kids slice a tank in two in one swing. But right after that, the new friends part ways. Though hints of romance are in the air, I've got some predictions on this, but I'll save that for a later video. For now, I'm curious to see about the past life of Hachimaru's dad, as Daruma questions him at the end of the chapter. Next we have Hinamaru's Sumo with a color page. The match between Onimaru and Tarotachi continues, and it's definitely an emotional ride. To see these two former teammates duke it out on such a grand stage is exhilarating, with a few flashback fake-outs tricking the reader here and there. In a tearful but happy conclusion, Onimaru beats his friend and former captain to secure his 13th victory of the tournament with a shot to still take on the Yokozuna one more time. But in order to do that, the Yokozuna needs to be defeated by Kusanagi first. Can the son of the last Japanese Yokozuna defeat the current Yokozuna, or is his mental state still in shambles from his lackluster showing in the tournament? We'll have to wait and see next week. Kimetsu no Yaiba, Dr. Stone, The Promised Neverland, and Act Age are next in the magazine order. We'll be focusing on Dr. Stone, where we get our first glimpses at the current iteration of the stone petrification process. I say current because a small radius attack is nowhere near close to the world-class power of the original petrification that made this series possible in the first place. The chapter poses several questions about what's in these flashbang bags, who is leading this mysterious harem, and whether or not these evildoers are from the past or the present. Also, they're going to give Kohaku a makeover! Yeah! Kitty face says it all. After these 4 series, we have My Hero Academia, with arguably my favorite chapter of the week. Well, My Villain Academia, anyway. We left off last week with Twice being suppressed by enemy clones of himself, while Toga was being targeted for death. The past of Twice is finally revealed, leading up to when he went crazy in fear of the possibility that the current version of himself is a clone. Back to the present, and the enemy makes the mistake of dealing enough damage to Twice that would make the clone disappear. But Twice still lives. With his life's biggest trauma out of the way, Twice gets his power-up of the arc and clones a bunch of himself to fight the enemies and save Toga. Man, that last panel is amazing. Futari no Taisei, or Double Taisei, is next with a color page, and we don't get to see the match of the first chapter played out. We don't even get to see the second match in this new chapter played out at all. What we do see is the main character, or characters, pushed down the stairs. Are one of the 2 personalities dead? Definitely a twist thrown out in the second chapter, but I'm still not impressed by this new series overall. Jujutsu Kaisen, Black Clover, and We Never Learn follow Double Taisei in the order. In Jujutsu Kaisen, we see Yuji and Nobara continuing to fight the Curse Brothers. We get a little bit of backstory with these curses and find out there's a 3rd brother out there somewhere. Yuji and Nobara get hurt by an attack that puts a countdown clock on their lives, but Nobara is confident in her abilities to get them out of this 10-minute life-or-death pickle. All in all, pretty standard chapter this week. After We Never Learn is Chainsaw Man with the 4th and final color page, and holy crap, last week left us with a big cliffhanger. The Gun Devil's influence is still on display in this chapter as members of the devil hunting team are targeted by civilians with guns. Meanwhile, Denji is sitting in a diner with Power, Aki, and Himeno when another man starts talking to them, revealing that he was the grandson of the Yakuza leader Denji killed in the first chapter of the series. A fight breaks out, Denji and Himeno get shot, Aki summons the Fox Devil to eat this enemy, and then this happens. Hot damn, man, that was a crazy surprise. This series does not disappoint. And this would have been my favorite chapter of the week had it not been for My Hero. Just can't hate on Twice. Now then, let's lightning around the tail end of the magazine. Haikyuu continues its Kamo-Meidai match with a few more points on either side, and the OG Little Giant cheering on Karasuno's current ace from the stands. Teenage Renaissance David had its final chapter, waiting for the fan subs to see how that one ended. Yuna of the Haunted Hot Springs followed that, and Shokugeki no Soma gave us the inevitable Yukihiro Soma win that we all knew was coming. Yui Kamio lets loose, The Last Sayuki, and I'm From Japan rounded out the last 3 slots, with an announcement saying that I'm From Japan is officially moving to the bi-monthly Saikyo Jump magazine. With David and I'm From Japan leaving the magazine as of this issue, a total of 4 Jump series have come to an end in the weekly magazine, with Tokyo Shinobi Squad set to premiere next week. It still feels like Soma is going to end any week now, but we may see a slight delay in that happening since the magazine has achieved series equilibrium, with 4 new series entering and 4 now gone. We'll just have to wait and see. My final thoughts on this week's issue? Well, I thought that overall, the showing for this week was pretty strong. We've got some pretty hype moments going on right now with One Piece, My Hero, Samurai 8, Hinamaru Sumo, and Chainsaw Man, and I'm excited to see how these new plots are going to unfold. Not that I expect anything too drawn out from One Piece right now. We all know that Wano is going to take forever, and even though Zoro and Sanji are stepping into fight, I doubt we'll get a big multi-chapter fight right now. Though it could be drawn out more so due to Oda's frequent breaks, rather than by actual number of chapters. The other thing I'm not really enthused about with this issue is Double Taisei, but that's just because it feels more like a boring version of Hikaru no Go, with no gameplay being shown and no explanations on shogi. And those last 2 points are huge with the Western audience, since I doubt the vast majority of us understand shogi. Not that we're even getting to see the game being played to even try to understand it in the first place. And with that, we wrap up my first weekly Shonen Jump quick review. What did you guys think about this week's chapters? Which ones got you excited and which ones fell flat? How about your thoughts on the 3 new series in Jump so far and the 4 series that have left it? Do you think Tokyo Shinobi Squad will have a good first chapter? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below and we can get the discussion started. And if you have any feedback on the formatting of this video, please let me know. I appreciate any and all feedback to make this a good weekly series of videos. For now, I'm Axel Blaze, and I am ready for some Swordman vs. Chainsaw Man action. Give it to me, Jump. Give it to me. Give it to me. I need it. I need it in my life. I need it right now.